Good morning. As part of my environmental sociology project titled Hunger and Poverty in Houston, I will be conducting an interview with CEO Shirley Downing and Food Pantry Supervisor Cynthia Bowers from West Houston Assistance Ministry, also known as WHAM. First, I would like to thank you both for taking time away from your schedule and agreeing to be a part of this interview. I will be asking around 10 questions with regards to the issue, starting with, please briefly describe who you are as an organization. And either one of you, whoever would like to address that.
WHAM is a 501c3, and we benefit, I'm sorry, can we start with?
We're a nonprofit organization, and we provide services to people in that services about 200,000 people in helping with basic needs, like food, shelter, clothing, rent, utilities, some help with transportation and that, job search and finding work and that. And we have about 14 staff members and 300 active volunteers involved in this center. We've been around since 1982.
Excellent, excellent. What way are you addressing the hunger and poverty issue in the Houston area?
We are currently asking for donations from our community, churches, individuals to help build up our pantry's supplies so that we can offer our clients the necessary items that they need on a weekly basis.
And I also understand, as you handed this to me, that this is something you're handing out to just the general public to make them aware of what the needs are.
Correct.
In this organization.
Right. Correct. We try to keep our website up to date with all of our current needs, and we also provide organizations with cards and let them know what our current needs are on a monthly basis.
What is, in your opinion, what is the root cause for hunger in Houston?
The root cause. See, there's so many items that would come into play. It's not just an item. I mean, a cause can be for unemployment.
Okay.
The people we see have lost their jobs, okay, and the most important thing they're trying to do is keep the roof over their heads, so any funds that they might have will go towards paying for rent or utilities. Food is something that you have absolute control over. That is the one item that you have control whether you're going to spend money on it or not spend any money on it. When you come to rent, utilities, and gasoline, you don't have any control over those.
Right.
So in a lot of cases, people will do without food.
Right.
And that's why they come here quite a bit, because we do provide food. We have a motto here, no one leaves here hungry.
Excellent, excellent. And as you mentioned, that unemployment is one of the root causes. So I imagine that you've seen an increase in the volume of individuals and families requesting assistance with food, clothing, and shelter, as you previously mentioned, because of the issue of unemployment and other variables.
Right. We've had a 40-50% increase in the amount of people that have come to see us this year in 2010, which has put a heavier burden on us being able to supply the food that they absolutely need. That's why we do so many food drives.
How many other organizations are currently involved in the fight against hunger and poverty in Houston that you are aware of?
Currently, through the Houston Food Bank, there are 480 agencies. There's also an organization, WHAM, who also is a coalition of agencies who helps to fight the issue.
Thank you. Can you, other than the one that you mentioned, the organization you just mentioned, can you give me other examples of other organizations that are involved with the hunger issue? And do you have an estimate as to the total number of organizations that are involved directly here within our immediate area?
In our immediate area, we have 12 churches that donate to our organization. And they have been definitely a big supporter of our agency. Other agencies within our area, I couldn't tell you exactly, but 480 agencies from the Houston Food Bank.
And you briefly mentioned to me as well that the OK Foundation. Could you tell me a little bit about that? Okay.
The Amobi Okoye Foundation, number 91 of the Houston Texans, has we partnered with them, and it's been a blessing. They are collecting donations for us, which all of the items that are dropped in their box is brought back to our agency, and we're able to fill our clients' needs with those donations.
Excellent. That's a huge blessing. Do you feel that the continued increase is sustainable, and do you see a possible tipping point when you can no longer meet the overwhelming needs?
We are working on that. Our goal is to always have food available. One of the things that's been the big point, and this is the first year we've ever done it, was using these cards. Because we got to the point where we had holiday needs coming up.
Right.
Okay, and we service something like 300 some families. Okay, that's for Thanksgiving. That's in addition to the food we give out. Well, they needed the Thanksgiving food. You know, we take that for granted. Then they need the Christmas food.
Right.
We put these out at not only the churches, we put them out at organizations, we put them out at companies. These have been out to the Chamber of Commerce. They're out here in the district. We have put them everywhere. And because of that, we were able to provide all these bags of special holiday food. And that works.
Excellent.
And then what we're going to do is continue on with these. This is now our current need. Now that these have been filled, and we're going to be distributing the Christmas food in 2 weeks, the bags are ready. Courtesy of all these blessings we've got from all these wonderful people in this community that have come forward and helped. Now we're going to substitute with this and say, okay, this is what we need now. These are our current needs in order just to feed the people, to keep them going, that come here.
Excellent, excellent. And what kind of corporate and business support do you have with regards to food, goods, and funding participation? Do you have a lot of businesses that are directly involved?
We do have a lot of businesses that are involved. You can never have enough.
Right.
We have Super Bowl of Caring. We have Super Bowl of Caring, which occurs during the Super Bowl, right before the Super Bowl. And individuals can drop off food at the Red Barrel at the local grocery store. We have organizations, Holiday in May through West Chase, who is a great supporter of West Houston Assistance Ministries. So we have schools. Through the Houston Food Bank, we're able to provide students that are in jeopardy of going hungry during the weekend. We're able to provide them food through the Houston Food Bank's program, and those schools are hosting donation drives to assist us.
Now you mentioned Red Barrel.
Yes.
I'm sure most people are aware or familiar with what Red Barrel is, but for those who are not, would you care to elaborate a little bit more about that?
Through the Houston Food Bank, they place Houston Food Bank places Red Barrel in your local grocery stores, and customers are able to purchase pre-bagged items, food items, and drop them in the barrel. They are then donated, distributed to agencies that are assigned to those stores.
Excellent. What do you feel is the major hurdle that needs to be addressed in order to ease the problem?
I honestly think that our current situation is the prices of items have gone up, but the income has not gone up to meet up with that need.
Right.
And the food, people will starve. People will do whatever they need to pay their rent, to pay for their medication at times. But as far as food, there's not a lot of food out there in their refrigerators to sustain what they need, and they need to eat.
Right.
You can't think without eating.
Right, exactly. How can businesses and individuals help you with this problem? For example, you mentioned you have a website, donations, funding, personal community service, involvement. Any other avenues that you can think of that would benefit, that would help your organization?
monetary donations because we can purchase food items at cheaper costs, actual donations, volunteering. Those are some of our key
Okay.
items.
Thank you. Do you have a closing statement you wish to make with regards to this issue, and do you have an appeal to the public that you would like to make other than what you just mentioned previously?
I would ask that people dig down deep and realize that the hunger issue is real. I ask that people continue to give, and not just during the holiday season, but all year long. This is the time to give, and that's my appeal.
She's correct. I concur. A lot of people will remember those in need because it is the holiday season. And then when January, February comes, we are trying to keep our pantries still filled so that we can continue to feed people. Like I said, we do not turn people away from food. And if you've noticed, have you ever seen a homeless person that is overweight? You're not going to see that on the street. And you know why they're so thin? They just do without.
Very
Like
good
that.
point.
And we have about a couple hundred homeless that we see here every month, in addition to the people that come here. Last year alone, our year ended September 30th, we had over 18,000 people that we took care of.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
Excellent. That sure is. Well, Ms. Bowers and Ms. Downing, I certainly thank you so much for taking the time away from your busy schedules, especially during this time of the year. And I hope that, I wish you much success in the future. And hopefully something really positive will come out of this. Thank you for your time.
It's our privilege.
Thank you.
Guys.